Hello, welcome to That Pedal Show. Dan there.
Mick there. Hello.
Wait. Shouldn't you be practicing social distancing? Yes, we should, and yes, we are. The videos that you're watching were filmed long before the social distancing measures suggested by many governments. Dan and I were lucky enough to get a load of stuff in the can. So our thoughts go out to everyone who's affected by COVID-19, physically, mentally, financially, any combination of all of that, or indeed in any other way. It's a really weird time for everybody, so rest assured that we're thinking about you, and hopefully That Pedal Show can provide a little bit of respite and a little bit of distraction while we're all going crazy stuck in our houses. It will be over soon enough. Okay, meantime, get some great tones, play guitar, and we'll see you back to normal, hopefully pretty soon.
Okay. Pedalboard Challenge Day. Building a rig for your mate.
Yes.
I found this tough. I found it really tough. So here's what's happened. Mick has to use my guitar and he's going to be plugged into my amplifier, and I've had to build him a board that is basically going to work for him using my guitar and amp.
Same. Dan has to use my guitar and my amp, and I've put together 4 pedals. The rules are 4 pedals that kind of challenge, aren't totally alien, but maybe provide some inspiration, and are outside of the norm, again, that I know are going to work okay with the 2-Rock.
How did you go making your choices? Did you find it easy?
I decided I wasn't going to labour over it.
Okay.
And I was literally going to go with my instant gut feel on everything, and that's pretty much how it went.
Right.
No doubt you...
I decided I was going to labour over it, and I was going to torture myself on every decision. So here's how that went. So Mick is going to be using my Matchless, right? It has very different shape than what he's used to, like tonally, frequency-wise. The 2-Rock is like a really super-powered blackface. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the Blackbird from Effectrode as the gain stage, or one gain stage. It's basically a blackface type preamp, but it's an actual preamp. But the way this integrates with the EF86 channel on the Matchless is really lovely, and I'll be able to get a little bit more of those scoopy tones and a bit of those glassy highs that Mick likes. Now, to pair with this, Mick would use a clon on the other side of this, and even though clon would work really well, I'm going to throw on the board the Prince of Tone. The boost on the Prince of Tone is magic and works beautifully with the Matchless. It will do the things that the clon does, the way that it'll tighten up the bottom end, but it'll still work with the sort of the glassy top end we get from this, and also that there's a top end the Matchless has got, which is very different than the 2-Rock that Mick's used to. But I think we'll be able to get close. We'll get to an area that Mick will be sort of more comfortable with these two and the Matchless. I think, theoretically, I think we can do that.
Right. I think I want to get down 2 gain stages, something wobbly, and maybe a delay. Don't know yet. I think that sort of feels right to me. I want to give him something familiar, but maybe not the kind of stuff he chooses all the time. I'm going to give him a very different fuzz that even I haven't tried yet. Dan Drive Secret Machine, which is basically a Mark 1 Zonk machine from John Hornby Skews. So we'll give him a go with that for the fuzz. Should be spluttery, nasty, a little bit of octave in there maybe. So that's going to be the fuzz. Then I'm not sure. I want to give him a drive that, because Dan really likes the full range drives, so things like the Kingsley Page Tube Boost. We know he likes the modded blues driver, so I might pick something for him that has a slightly different EQ curve, maybe something that's a bit mid-boosted. Might even give him a clon type thing, because I know he's not massively keen on the clon type thing. But I think I might do that just to see what he does with it. Actually, Zach from Mythos brought in his anniversary Molnir yesterday, which is his Klon type in the more Klon looking box. So I think we'll put that on there and see how he gets on with it. Could be interesting, which is in the studio.
I'm very tempted to use this. I know how good it sounds into the Matchless, but I think it's probably a little bit obvious. But this, on the other hand, we've used it on a couple of occasions, and it's a fantastic sounding sort of analog voiced digital delay. But we also have the tone control on here, which is really important because I'm not exactly sure how it's going to, the sort of top end that we're going to get. So having a delay that gives me the option to, or gives Mick the option to either warm or brighten up those repeats is a really big deal. But it only has to be a really simple, we don't need tap tempo, we just need a little bit of slap back, a little bit of echo. So I think that's the one.
Okay, so as mentioned, very clonny. Obviously the kind of thing I would choose, but Dad's never been a massive fan, so let's see how he gets on. In addition to that, I guess I just need to have a look around and get some inspiration. I think he's got something out there that I need, which is the vent. So maybe we'll use the little vent that's out in the cupboard out there. Dan's not really a rotary speaker person, but I think he might enjoy it. I'm not kind of picking a board for myself, which isn't really the point, but we'll see how it goes. Simon, could you have a look for me? Vent. You know what? I've just changed my mind about something. I'm not going to do this. It's too obvious. It's just too obvious. And I know that Dan likes a bit more gain than is available from this kind of pedal. So I've just made another decision. This is one of my favourite higher gain overdrives ever. I don't use it that much because I don't really use that kind of sound, but it's got quite a bit of gain. It's also got a high cut and a low cut, so I think Dan's going to be able to shape that to get it where he needs to get it. So I'm going to use the Free the Tone Heat Blaster, the vent, the fuzz. So now I just need one more thing, maybe a delay.
I'm having second thoughts about this, only because it's such a great delay pedal, but one sound I don't have on here that Mick does use is a chorus. Now, if I had a delay pedal that had modulation, you can sort of get a faux chorusy thing with the modulation from a delay. And this is so great. But I think he could use that little bit of modulation because he likes, I don't have anything vibey or anything like that, so I need to think about finding a delay that has a little bit of modulation in it, I think.
It's so hard. I'm trying to pick a delay for him, but something that he's not massively familiar with. So maybe a delay is the wrong thing, but I want to give him some time-based effect. So it could be a reverb, but again, he's just so used to all of that kind of stuff. See, I just picked this off the wall because I want to give him a delay because I think he loves delay so much. So Catalinbread Adineko, based on the oil can delay. Something different, not something he's used to.
I have a couple of delay pedals here. If I go with this one, then I have basically an all analog board. This also has the ability to have presets. There's a tone control on the repeats, and the modulation of this is great. However, the echoes does sound awesome, and you've got flanged repeats on that. But if I take down the I can take down the mix on the flange repeats so that all you get is the modulation, and that would give us the chorus thing. I don't know. Let's see which one fits. Try and get the echoes to fit. I mean, the echoes actually doesn't really fit either. I'm going to have a real hard time shutting the lid on this, but I'll see what I can do.
So my little wet dry board that I spent ages putting together, I just torn to pieces. Actually, in hindsight, I put too much on here, so it needs to rethink anyway. So I'm going to strip it all off, and then Dan's choices can go on. I'm wondering if I shouldn't have been a bit more adventurous in the pedal choices, because I suspect Dan's probably been quite adventurous for me. I don't know. But anyway, we are where we are. For example, I was wondering if rather than the Adineko, he might appreciate and mess around with the free the tone flight time, which has just got more in it and might inspire him a bit more. I don't know. I'll make that decision as I go along. But I'm happy with the colour palette of the drive section, and I think the vent is cool. It's a cool modulation, so yeah, I think you'll be able to get some pretty good tones out of that. So I'm going to put the vent down here because that's where I've got my 12 volt, but don't forget it is, I believe, reverse polarity. I know it's reverse polarity. Would have been so cool if I could have pulled a rabbit out of there. Need my little reverse polarity machine. Looks like that. So that goes in there. That goes in there. 12 volt DC, and then center positive, not center negative. So that can go there. There's loads of room on this board, so it doesn't really matter where it goes. And what else have we got? We've got the Adineko secret machine, so we may as well do it this way. Obviously I've got the 2-rock in mind when I'm thinking about this. To be honest, pretty much everything sounds good into the 2-rock. It's not like the Matchless where it has such a strong character that the drives really need to match it. Pretty much anything can sound good into the 2-rock once you tweak it to how you like it. But I think I'm really interested to hear his thoughts on this, because Dan's not really a high gain person, but he does love loads of overdrive. So as I said, low cut, high cut, plenty of level. It's got a ton of headroom, this thing. So I think, I don't know, I'll be really interested to see what he makes of it. Need to stick some pedalboard tape on here. Simon, can you go and steal me some pedalboard tape from Dan, please?
So I'm having a small crisis. The Blackbird is a preamp. There's 2 channels on it. There's this clean channel, which is going to give me the EQ I need to get more of the black facey thing in the Matchless. But then we have this gainy channel. Now, what we don't have on the board is a fuzz. I know I can get a lot more gain out of this, but what I'm trying to work out is, do I use the boost on the input of the Blackbird so I get more gain, which Mick will like, or do I use it on the output to shape the overdrive channel from here? I don't know. Normally there's 2 different jobs for me. I don't know. This is really tricky. I'm going to put it on the input. No, I'm going to put on the output. How many pedals do you have in your board, Simon?
8.
Okay. See, you can do it with 8. I can't do this with 4. The echoes, the modulation in the echoes is great. I don't know if it's going to give Mick what he needs, though. This is tricky. This is really tricky. And also, it has to be small enough to fit in this position on the board. I've got to have tremolo and reverb because we need that for the amplifier, and this is great. This is a really great reverb trem pedal. All right. Okay, I think I've made a decision. I think I'm there.
Okay, just putting the finishing touches. No switches or anything on here, so everything's easy. The signal path will go into the secret machine, into the heat blaster, into the Adineko, into the mini vent, out. Power wise, it's nice and simple. Here, have a look on the inside here. Got generator where it's coming in from the wall. That goes to the distributor. The distributor powers Time Lord high current adapter for the Adineko. I don't know if it needs one, but it's got one. The distributor also powers the Supernova, which is a 12 volt for the mini vent. And the isolator keeps everything nice and clean for the secret machine and the Freed the Tone. Simon's just given me a bit of insider information that Dan is slightly in indecision mode. I did toy with it. I thought, maybe not that. But I think the spontaneity of it is what makes it interesting. So if I get accused of being boring, that's my excuse.
So I've got to find a delay that's going to have modulation in it. That's going to work really well. The red knob Chase Bliss Audio tone and recall would have been good, but it's not here. I'm going to try this. This has got modulations in. There's a tap tempo there, so you can do a quick delay or a long delay. And so this is the Pink Panther. This became the Lucky Cat. And I know this sounds really good. And it also has the bright dark control on the repeats as well. I think I'm going to go with this one. And I know I can get this on the board as well. Top mounted jacks, people. Top mounted jacks. So the only curveball with power here is that the Blackbird takes a high current 12 volt because it's running proper plate voltages to the tubes or the valves. Everything else is simple, low current. Yes.
Oh, right, that's better.
Right, so
That was totally weird being sat over there.
everyone else has seen it,
Yeah.
but you haven't seen.
No.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Come on then.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God. I'm surprised at this
Right.
because that's totally up my street. Absolutely bang up my alley.
Yes.
I use that all day long. This, pleased to see that.
Okay.
Interesting that we've both gone for 2 gain stages.
Yeah.
And then, I got something wobbly and a delay, and you've got something wobbly and a delay.
I had to, because I don't have any reverb in the Matchless.
Yeah.
And I had to get a reverb that was going to work. And I know that works brilliantly with the Matchless, and it has the trem in it.
That's very kind of you, Dan.
Right. Now, I really struggled because apart from that, I didn't have any modulation. So what I was struggling with was finding a delay that had modulation in it, so you can still get chorusy type things.
Yeah.
But then you could still get really easy access to, like with the tap tempo.
Yeah.
To like a shorter delay or a longer delay. And that was really tough.
Okay,
right?
for anyone confused, this is called the JHS Lucky Cat now. It's
That's
no
right.
longer the Pink Panther.
Yep.
Is it set on analog or digital mode, do you know?
It's set on a mode.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into that then.
Now, I really like the way the Matchless takes preamps. So I put the Blackbird in to get more of a black facey feel, right? You can toggle between 2 gain stages, so we can set up the cleaner one and maybe scoop the mids a little bit. Or go to the gainier one and then boost that with the boost side of the Prince of Tone. So What I was also struggling with was whether I was going to put the boost before.
Yeah, because
after.
my normal place would be to have it after.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
All right.
I'm not, I don't know if I've quite got that right.
I'm sure we can make it work.
All right. Okay.
So for you, I wanted to give you a fuzz that you haven't played before.
Okay.
And the secret machine is a Mark I Zonk machine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's from Dan Drive. I wanted to give you a gain stage that you're going to be initially scared of, but I think you're going to like.
Okay.
That is one of my favourite high gain overdrives ever.
Wow.
But it's got a high cut and a low cut, so I think we'll be able to balance it and get it in a place that works for you.
In the 2-rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. To be honest, as I said in the VT, pretty much anything works in the 2-rock. And we'll have a quick. I'll give you a 2-minute tour of getting it to where you want it to be.
Okay. Okay.
Vent, because I know you love the sound of it, but I've never seen you use it.
It's very good.
And just a delay because you're a delay master, but oil can is not your thing.
No.
So.
Oh man, you've nailed it.
That's why. Come on then.
Okay. All right. Shall we?
Yeah.
All right. The reverb is just glorious.
Oh, here's the reverb.
Wow.
So at the minute you're in the EQ bypass mode.
Okay.
So I've done that so that it's more direct.
Okay.
Because you like that.
I do.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's very different from the Matchless, isn't it?
Very, very different. But a lovely place to start.
What you're saying about it not being quick is because it's not a Tele into an EL84 cathode bias thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But I've got all the edge there that I need. Man, playing this though, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
Where do you want to start then?
Okay, let's start with the gain stages.
Yeah.
I want to hear the secret machine. Man alive, that is fun.
So I think what was the case with the Mark I Zonk, I've never played one, but it's spitty. You've got the bias there, so it was kind of crapping out. It's not clean up.
No.
It is germanium, but what it doesn't have is a ton of bottom end.
Okay.
So one of the issues with fuzz faces and stuff like that is there's so much bottom end it gets mucky.
Sure.
So that's
and I never have crazy amount of bottom end in my tone.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Let me just, I want to turn the level down on the fuzz up and the fuzz down on the level up just to see what sort of range we've got going on.
Sure. I feel my whole life has been a lie.
So it's got elements of that Shinee thing that you like.
Yeah.
But with less octave and more guts. I've just figured out that the switch is obviously a bottom end cut.
Right.
Sounds like it. And then the bias knob, obviously, just to make it spittier.
That's fantastic.
Like that?
I really, really do.
Yeah. And it's orange.
Yeah. Oh, right. One for you. Nailed it. That's great. Okay.
I'm pleased you like it.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, because it's
that's
not
the sort of thing that would actually, after the show that we did with Josh and Tony at
Josh Scott,
Macari's,
Tony Macari.
That's the sort of thing that might quench my thirst.
Yeah.
For a really nice tone bender type thing.
That show may already be out. It may not be out yet, but it's all about vintage tone benders, and we tell the story of how they came to be. And how those circuits were all kind of milling around at the same time in the mid late 60s there.
Oh, that's a Dan drive.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
boy,
it's Dan
okay.
drive. Yeah.
Wow, that's magic. I love it. Oh,
Cool.
Well played.
Heat Blast then. I'm super interested to see what you think of this.
Okay. your neck.
Try this. Kind of nasty.
Yeah, it is, but that's really cool. It works with the Strat. It works with the bridge pickup in the Strat. That sort of that bitey thing.
Yeah, I think so. I was flicking the high cut on and off there because on the bridge pickup it kind of needed to have the high cut.
Yeah,
and on
yeah,
the neck
yeah,
pickup
yeah.
it was nice to have it back. I think your attack to the guitar is much more than mine, and therefore you get more of all frequencies all the time. So when it starts to get messy,
It gets really messy.
it gets really messy.
That's me.
And then the secret machine into the breather tone was just like,
But a really cool sound. I mean,
Is there
this
any-
thing on its own, there's I think with the high cut in,
yeah.
so when I was getting more of the, that top. That is awesome.
Not exactly what I had in mind.
That's awesome. No, it's great.
Yeah.
Man, the attack on this thing is crazy.
Yeah, weak pickups, isn't it? Weak old pickups.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so nothing smooth in there. You're struggling for a smooth
There's nothing
overdrive
smooth in
sound.
here. It's bumpy all the way. Okay, that's awesome.
Cool.
Really, really impressed.
Delay then.
Yeah.
That's cool, that delay.
That is wonderful.
Can I just check something?
Yeah.
That is really cool.
That's really, really super cool.
What a great sound. What a great sound.
You've nailed it.
Oh, I don't know. This is out of the ordinary, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Come on in.
But all of those really obscure modulation things going on in it, I love that stuff. That's so good. And I think especially with the amp, because there's such a crazy amount of fidelity in the amplifier, I really, really hear every little bit of that modulation, which is beautiful. Okay, right. Stabby. Wonderful.
This is a really lovely surprise. I know we've used it once before. But
No, that's just awesome.
it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm delighted. So the really cool thing, because I'm already in a different area, so playing wise and just with the amps, I'm sort of beyond what I would normally, sort of comfort zone area.
Yeah.
But having these things, there's elements in there like the top end and the clarity and in the free the tone, that bit of gristly, nasty fuzz in the Secret Machine with not crazy bottom end. There are elements of things that I really like in there. The amazing modulation in the Adineko.
I'm just still trying to work out what all the buttons do. But
Yeah, I
I
have
think
no idea. But
we
just,
got it sounding pretty
I
good.
You didn't have not a bad sound in there.
So before the end of the video, we will play our own guitars through these
Okay.
rigs as well.
All right.
Just to see where you get to.
Okay.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah. Can I hit the normal channel?
Yes. Let me do this. Hang on. Let me just clean it up a bit for you.
Yeah, definitely clean it up a bit.
Okay. Yeah?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great. So,
What did you do? Turn the master volume off?
master volume off,
Yeah.
clean channel, and just...
See, that is already more overdrive than I would be used to.
Right.
Sounds great though.
That's really nice. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll turn on this,
Yeah.
and we can then start to shape
Yeah.
that channel.
It's really because of the Tele bridge pickup, that's a lot more brightness than I'm used to.
Okay.
But it's powerful brightness.
Okay.
So it's overdriving in the top end a bit.
Yeah.
So in that, I'm tempted to say, is there a bright switch that we can turn off? But instead, I think this is the answer.
Just try this for a second.
I like it there,
Right.
and then get rid of it on the guitar if I need to, because it's so lovely to have it there.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. I tell you what's super interesting is we spoke about this in a previous video, but the difference in these two pickups is crazy.
It's, yeah.
So immediate, no reverb,
No.
just like
Right there.
bosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Killer, absolutely amazing sound.
Okay. So, and you'll hear this without this channel in. Just toggle this on and off.
Makes it immediately more Tele. Scoops out quite a bit of the mid.
Yeah.
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 Might be too much of a change for me. I quite like it. The darker, the thicker
Okay.
sound.
Well, I can go-
Slightly. It's kind of gone really hi-fi.
Right. Okay.
I like the amp. I just like the...
You prefer that than
Yeah.
the preamp?
Just the kind of...
Fail.
It's just got that real... It's got a mid-range that is more familiar to me.
Okay. See, I thought you'd like that glassiness.
I might like it with the Strat.
Okay.
But what it brings out to me is the kind of 10 to 12k sibilance.
Right.
Which is lovely. And I rather suspect on the recording will sound really beautiful.
Sure.
But to my ears, it reminds me of the thing I dislike about the Super Reverb.
Oh, really?
Until you hit it with a fuzz. And then you kind of need it.
Okay.
But just as it is, you know, on clean sounds, it's absolutely beautiful.
Right.
I just like the mid-range focus of that.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
But then you've got, so what we can do though.
Where is that mid-range? Where is that mid-pot? Is that treble or is it? Because quite often there's a lot of treble in the
Yeah,
mid-pot.
I think there's.
Whereas if you turn that on, you need it for that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it's there for that.
Right.
Right. But then we've got, if I set up the other channel
Yeah.
to be a gainier thing.
It's all there, isn't it?
I think it's beautiful. I love that. But so what I wanted to do with it set like that, the boost on this, hitting the front end of this is particularly lovely. So have a swing.
It's so familiar because
Right.
don't get me wrong, I have had and play Teles in my life, but being so accustomed to the Strat, the whole frequency range seems to be kind of, well, it's completely different. I was trying to think of an analogy. There's more bass, there's more treble, there's kind of more of everything,
Right.
and not such a shape on it all.
Okay. Yeah.
And so that really affects everything from note choice to picking where you pick. Because I have to work quite hard to get the notes out of the Strat. Whereas on this, I find I want to work less,
Yeah. Right. Okay.
which is let the guitar do the work a bit more because it's got everything.
Sure. Yeah. Especially that bridge pickup.
It's great.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's give you some reverb. So that
Yeah.
because obviously there's no reverb in this, I wanted to get like a really lush, proper spring reverb. And this sounds really cool.
Is there any gain on?
No.
Oh wow, so that's just the amp. There's quite a lot of gain in that.
This is adding gain. Okay. Isn't that great? That's a pedal.
You've got no problem being heard, have you, with this Telecaster?
No.
It's just all the right frequencies.
Yeah. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe people hear me too much.
It is. You just have to work so much less on this guitar.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's the most wonderful piece of wood. I'm so pleased with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as delay, we've used this before, but not for a really, really long time.
Fingers crossed it's still functioning.
So yeah, exactly. So let's
Killer, man. That delay's lovely.
It's really great, isn't it? Because I knew we needed a tone control on there.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to warm up those repeats when you wanted that soft delay, because they use quite a bit.
Yeah.
But something, because we didn't have the modulation, I was desperate to get something that had a really nice modulation on it. And I remember that flicking between those two modes, there was some nice stuff there.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I haven't heard is the Prince of Tone on its own, I don't think. I was trying to do a bit of Albert Collins there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got the three modes on here as well, between overdrive and distortion.
Yeah. Which one was that? Overdrive?
That was overdrive.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the distortion a quick...
I don't know what we're hitting on the dB meter, but it's blooming loud in here.
It's very loud.
Crazy loud. I think you've given me a much more versatile gain set of gain options than I've given you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's easy for me to get into to play rock and blues and and get like a really wide range, especially with the Tele, which can do, you know, controversial point. It's among the heaviest guitars ever made, isn't it? In terms of heavy music,
it really is. It really is.
The right Tele to me can sound way heavier than some EMG thing.
Yeah.
In the, you know,
of course,
not all the time, but
yeah. I guess I was just so aware of how present the mids are in this, and the idea with the Blackbird is that you could tame that a little bit and get a bit more of that shimmer that I hear in this a lot, to try and make it a little bit more comfortable. But regardless, whenever you're on the bridge pickup on a good sounding Telecaster, the mids are always going to hit, you know. But
I wonder if one of the things you hear is the Strat rather than the amp.
Yeah, probably,
because it has that natural sort of slightly mid scoop compared to the
Tele. I remember when I was doing Stephen Wilson's board, and he wanted to try a few different things out. And this is after he'd had his rig for 18 months or something, and we tried to replace the Prince of Tone as the boost. Yeah. We couldn't do it.
Is that yours or mine?
That's the one that was here. So yeah, yours then.
Yeah, I've embarrassingly only ever used it once, I think.
Right.
Because I plugged it in and went, not quite right for the thing I was looking for that day.
Sure.
But it's killer. It's absolutely killer.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's absolutely killer. In fact, Mike says the distortion in the Prince is better than the distortion in the King of Tone, doesn't he?
Okay.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
So I think what we should do is...
Have our guitars back.
Yeah, so the question is, do we swap amps as well, or we just swap guitars? We just swap guitars.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, that's what we do. Here you go then. Go on then, have a fiddle. See where you can get to. That'll work, wouldn't it?
Magic.
You can make that work?
Yeah. It's like any day of the week. That's beautiful.
Okay.
That sounded extraordinary.
I can make that work, mate.
Blinking heck.
Tell you what's interesting is that both of us, given our own guitars, all of a sudden,
We're back. Back in the room.
in a way, it matters much less what the pedals and the amp is.
That's so interesting.
Kind of feels like that,
Yeah.
you know, because you remove that. Bear in mind, these are both Fenders, right? It's not like someone's taken a Strat, or in your case, a Tele out of your hands and handed you a Jaguar,
Yeah, of course.
or I don't know, something with a different scale length, different hump pickup type.
Burns.
Yeah, and yet
Yeah.
here we are with 25.5-inch Fenders, both got single coils, albeit very different guitars, obviously, and we're immediately on the back foot, kind of going, oh, I'm not sure,
Yeah.
don't know where this sits.
The way it sit, yeah, the way you hold yourself with the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, I was getting very comfortable with my right arm in that contour area, going, "Ooh, yeah, this is
Yeah.
nice." You know.
And it was interesting because with the Strat, with the mid scoop, weirdly, I was happier even scooping more mid out of it. With the Blackbird,
Yeah. Right.
I don't know whether that because that put me back into blackface territory.
Sure,
Maybe that's what you were thinking of.
Yeah.
But it just didn't quite sit there with the
Tele,
Tele
yeah,
because it was
right.
unfamiliar.
Of course.
Yeah, that's killer. I'd forgotten how good that was.
Yeah, they're absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Really wonderful.
I think I left you out there a bit more, Dan.
Yeah, but I like that. I am the winners for me in this was the Adineko. I was blown away by that, and the Prince of Tone.
Yeah.
I thought were the clear standout winner. I mean, and this thing for me, I'm seriously going to find a space on my board.
Yeah, that
Or-
I've also got a secret weapon. Thank you. Simon's going like that at me. A secret weapon, which is the JD Simo version of the same thing.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
which I think's got a bit more bass back in it. A couple of forgive me, I don't know the exact differences, but I think that warrants a show. But it's another different take on fuzz, isn't it?
Yeah, so cool,
Yeah.
so cool.
So if you were given that, then
Very, very happy.
you could make that work.
Very happy. Absolutely.
I could easily. I mean, that's some of my favourite sounds. Some of the favourite sounds I've ever had out of this guitar and that, and you know, being in this room. So
How did you get on with the Matchless?
sounds. It just is a wonderful thing. I think the EF86 channel is always just too hairy for me.
Okay.
That thing that you love. The normal channel is kind of enough.
Sure. Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
So, and that thing, I kind of wish we could turn it up a bit more so you could really get it.
Right. But I get it totally.
Yeah.
And I've always sat here next to that thing going, that is easily one of the best amplifiers I've ever heard in my life. It's crazy.
It's good when it's cooking.
I remember walking in the first day you got it and you had it turned out loud.
I've learned a lot about it in the 2 years, whatever it's been since I've had it though.
Amazing.
Anyway,
that was so much fun.
we could talk about this all day.
So it was a challenge.
Yeah.
Do we dare ask for?
There's no winners here.
No.
Just because I think Dan's won. I think you've won, mate. I think if you give me that board, I'm absolutely at home and happy.
Right.
Is it challenging me? Is it pushing me in any new directions? Not really.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And so right. So let's go. You can do the easy gig.
Yeah.
I'm being pushed in other directions. 1-1. Are you happy?
Nice.
All right. There you go.
It's a draw.
Brilliant. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments and questions thing below. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Also, massive thank you to our patrons on Patreon.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And also to our preferred retailers in the UK and Europe.
Anderton's Music, our good friends Lee and Peter and the good people there.
They had Phil down there last night.
Did they?
Apparently.
Phil X?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
There's a little clip on YouTube of Phil on the guitar, and it's just so cool. Yes, and our dear friends in Australia.
Matt and the gang at Pedal Empire in Brisbane, Queensland.
Yes, and there are links below.
There are. Click the description down, read the description if you so wish, but click the links. Just click them and buy stuff. Helps us earn money.
Yes. Speaking of buying stuff and helping pay for the show, anyone that's gone to thatpedalshowstore.com, grabbed a t-shirt or a hoodie or strings and
Journals.
all the stuff.
D&M drives.
Yeah, all there. So thank you very much to anyone that's done that. We really appreciate it. Brilliant. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Bye.